All right, so the idea behind this deck, right, is that Unmarked Grave and Persist are super efficient enablers for Reanimator, right? They seem to be like just the best reanimation enablers. 2 mana, put a card in the yard. 2 mana, bring it back. That being said, everything else, there are like the rest of the enablers are not that good, unless you're like going all in with Protean Hulk. So I kind of think that it's maybe better to just play a blue-black control deck and just play this 10 card package as kind of your combo, kind of very similar to like the Splinter Twin combo. That deck had a 11 card package. No, it was a 10 card package. When you assemble 2 of them together, you're winning the game. I mean, this obviously doesn't end the game on the spot, Archon of Cruelty, but it's very, very good. And I also have other reanimation targets for the sideboard. Fleet Swallower is mostly here for Heliod. I feel like Heliod just like straight up can't beat this card, as funny as it is. And then Brazen Borrower gets to bounce some Graveyard Hate post board. Sarah's Emissary, I think, is better than... this is mostly for creature decks, but has some other applications. And then I'm playing an It That Betrays for kind of the big mana decks. And then a Kozilek Butchers of Truth, not as a reanimation target, but against Mill. And we're also going to break the ice against Tron, I think. How do you discard Archon? So if you draw Archon, you can either Thoughtseize it or Jace Brainstorm it away. Yeah. Those are the 2 ways. But the main way you get in the graveyard is with Unmarked Grave, which just puts it in the yard. Why can't Heliod beat Fleet Swallower? They can't Skyclave it. And just mills their library really quick. I could be wrong. I maybe just wanted to put Fleet Swallower in a deck, but I do think that you should have a reanimation target that beats Heliod. It beats Heliod versus Infinite Life. I think that should be in the sideboard. Maybe it shouldn't because we have Jace. Just let me Fleet Swallower, people, please. Just give me one thing. But Ross is like, I can't do your math and calculate for you. I'm gonna keep this. I think I know this is a 1-land hand, but this hand, if we miss a land, we can cast the second Thoughtseize on turn 2, and if we draw 1 land, we do have Unmarked Grave into Persist. So I think that the upside of drawing 1 land in our 24 land deck is high enough that I'm wanting to keep this. And then if I draw a land, everyone in the Twitch chat will say, "Man, this keep was so good." And then if I don't draw a land, we're gonna get a bunch of, "Man, why did you keep this hand?" Oh, interesting. Let's take the Explore, I think. What's the best new deck you've seen or card so far? I feel like of all the decks I've played, I really like that Esper Stoneblade deck. I also really like the Temur Cascade deck. Maybe I'll play that tomorrow in the challenge. I do want to play tomorrow's challenge. You'll sub if you hit the land on turn 2. Got a lot on the line. Is the string connecting the cans optical fiber? Yes. Alright, no sub from Drew. Yeah, there's like Dakin specifically felt really good, and Culture felt strong too. They drew Titan. Let's take the Titan, I think. Maybe I should take in the Grazer, because the Grazer can be sacked to the Archon. Bad keep, yeah, bad keep. You didn't draw the land. I don't know. I mean, I think this hand actually like has 2 looks at a land, right? Because you get to cast the Thoughtseize on turn 2. So even if we miss until the 3rd turn, I think this hand like still ends up being fine. And like we are more than we're like what, like 56% to hit before the 2nd turn or the 3rd turn. What are the targets for Temur Cascade? It's only Crashing Footfalls. That's the only card you can cascade into. So it's, you know, it's like really bad if your opponent has a lot of creatures on the first couple turns and you Shardless Agent and you hit Ancestral Vision and you just don't have the board to catch back up. Yeah, Dakin was super duper loyal. Dakin felt really good to me, and it does also feel like it. Oh hell yeah! See, this hand was a great keep. Can I see Murktide Regent as a control finisher? I feel like if you play Murktide Regent in control, I think that it's most likely going to be good out of the sideboard. Is where I predict Murktide Regent being good if it's good at all. Yeah, we played against Urza's Saga Amulet earlier. It looked pretty good. Oh, the Bog. The Bog would be so brutal. Hey, Archmage. Yeah, we didn't really get to stream earlier today. Because there were some kids that cut the tin can that's connecting my internet. Or sorry, the wire in between the tin cans. Drew, thanks for your sub, buddy. But even though I didn't draw the land immediately. Following through. I think Urza Saga is really good, yeah. We're going to be working on some Urza Saga decks. I feel like you only cast the first hour of the stream these days. Yeah, I know those feels. I watched this Dark Souls streamer who's really good, and I'd really recommend giving him a follow. It's Dino Sinel Dingel. He's German, I can never say his name. And I would look it up if my internet wasn't so shaky right now. But he's really, really good. He streams in the mornings, and like every morning when I'm prepping decks and stuff, I am watching Dino on my other monitor. And just eating my breakfast, having coffee with Dino. He's great, but I only ever get to watch 1 hour of the stream. You, dude, thank you for a Twitch Prime subscription, buddy. Appreciate you, dude. Have I streamed a domain deck? Not yet. I saw Doomwick did some, though. I think I kind of like the theory of not playing any 1-drops. Because, like, if you do play the Hierarchs in those decks, you're still, like, getting a tap land on turn 2 anyways to cast your Kavus or your Dracos. And then no 1-drops makes your Cascade cards a lot better, but I'm just not sure. How much is that 5G jump pack going to cost each month? Like 1/3 of what I'm paying for internet right now. It's like $50. So I think I'm going to buy 2. Just in case they start to throttle one. I'm going to buy 2. Yeah, that's it. Dino Sinel Dingal. He's great. Just, you know, is an incredibly talented runner. Finished Dark Souls 1, 2, 3, Bloodborne, and Demon Souls at soul level 1 in a row without taking a single hit. Is currently working on the entire Dark Souls trilogy. Pyromancy only, no hit, and is also just, you know, very entertaining and super nice guy. And one of my favorite streamers on the platform. So if you like Dark Souls content and you don't want to watch my stream because we stream around the same time, I would go recommend checking him out. So you won't do anything unless they're on different accounts. Good to know, Lawrence. That shouldn't be a problem though. I'll do that. Don't nobody tell. Actually, won't even say the company. 2 monitors, hell yeah. I mean, I do that too. Like, so like I watch a lot of Twitch too. I really have come to enjoy the platform, of course. And oh, they got a Titan. Interesting. Because we just get to attack and kill the Titan. So for what this does, for those of you who don't know, it's a new card. I should have read this. This is a 8 mana 6/6 -1 counter because of the persist. Flying, whenever it enters the battlefield or attacks, target opponent sacrifices a creature or planeswalker, discards a card and loses 3 life, and then you draw a card and lose 3 life. So it's kind of like Uro and Croxus stapled together. Who else do I like to watch? Right, so I also like to watch the Happy Hob a lot for the Dark Souls streamers, but then I watch a lot of Magic content too. And so, you know, my favorite Magic streamers are, of course, like Yellow Hat, Everose, F-Pauls, Yama Killer, Doomwake is great, Spider Space, Giglio, I like. There's a ton of good modern streamers. I've left a bunch off, but Caleb D I like to watch as well. I've been watching Croaky some lately too. Even though I'm not super into the arena formats at the moment, I do like Croaky's stream. K Smith, thank you for your subscription, buddy. Appreciate you. Yeah, Hob is crazy. I'm a big Hob fan. Big fan of Happy Hob. Basically the only non-arena streamer I watch, yeah. I'm carrying the category, some say. Harry MTG. Harry MTG is, of course, another great modern streamer, but sadly I just feel like I never get to see him when he's streaming. But he is really, really talented, and love Harry. I feel like I'm missing like some. It's always so hard to like shout out other creators because there's so many good ones and there's so many people I like. I just inevitably like leave somebody off the list, and I would hate for anybody to feel bad. They're floating mana in their attack step here, which is not usually correct, right? Because that mana is going to fizzle. So what, do they have Beast within? Yeah, the mana. Yeah, I think they messed that up. I said Yama. I love Yama, of course. Love Yama. Yama's one of the few other like streamers or internet personalities I've met in person. I met him at GP Phoenix, the last GP before COVID. Man, Archon seems great, dude. Attack, kill a Titan, make you discard a card, lose 3 life, hit you for 5, gain 3 life, draw a card. And then you also get to back it up with the only card I know how to put in the deck, Archmage's Charm. It is 2 Titans down. I mean, this is just going to die to my Archon attack. Have they played a land? They haven't played a land. So if they have Valakut, they get to kill my Archon. I think that's just going to be fine. Well, I'm sorry you had a bad experience with Yama, Togue. I'm not trying to invalidate that, but you know, all these internet personalities, me included, you know, we all have bad days, and it's really hard to have a, an off day or a day off. Not saying that anything you experienced was cool or anything though. Amendor, thank you for your subscription. I'll get the sub sounds fixed tomorrow. Yeah, Monkey can't be Pyroblasted. Yeah, I kind of want to play a Legacy Monkey deck. Yeah, but everybody's got tough days. And just being able to treat people with a little bit of patience is good in general. And I'm not talking specifically to you, but just in general, I think that's something we could all try to do, is treat people with a little bit of patience. Okay, so if we draw a land off of Archon, we win. We just get another Archon. This trigger is crazy. This trigger does so much. It's just Urokroxa. So my opponent's hand is Slayer's Stronghold, Summoner's Pact, Mystery card. So if when they cast a Summoner's Pact, I can counter the Pact to play around top deck Cavern of Souls, or I can counter Primeval Titan, right? And my opponent currently has 2 more Primeval Titans in the deck, and they have 1 main deck Cavern of Souls. So it should just be correct to counter the Pact, right? I guess they could have also top decked Teleria West, which can get Cavern. So that's maybe like 2 and 2, because they probably have 1 more Teleria West in the deck. So maybe it's just a wash. One to 2 Cavern. I think it's usually 1 Cavern main, 1 Cavern side, but of course things can be different now. Okay, so let's bring in the It That Betrays. Kind of a wordy name. Does Sarah's Emissary beat them? No, they just kill with Valak. We could name land. Probably not good. Am I going to get to boarded my Fleet Swallower, or is there just some crazy outside chance this card shouldn't be in the deck? Unlikely. No, the card's really good. Play 1 Borrower as like a hedge against Graveyard Hate. I guess the Graveyard Hate is Bajuka Bog though, so that doesn't make much sense. I'll just keep 1 Drown in the deck. Aren't you tired? I am super tired, Esther, but I also really just really feel like I need to keep going for a little while, but I'll be done at some point tonight. The next couple hours, Esther. Zajad, I'm currently not opening any links because my internet's all sketchy. So if we could get a mod to refund the China Point redemption. Yeah, it is a big couple of weeks for me, but because it's such a big couple of weeks, because I've been looking forward to this for months, and I've put so much time and effort and money into making the stream as good as I possibly can, and working on Decklist and stuff, and it's just like so much of it has been, taken away from me by my, ISP, and there's a lot of people counting on me, and there's a lot of people who want to see this, and I really, really want to have like some amount of a good stream today. I had a shitty one yesterday. I had a shitty one this morning, and we've got one going right now. And I'm just really, really, I want to push through. I'm not just making myself do it. I really want to be here. I really want to be here. The idea is that It That Betrays is good against big mana decks, but honestly, Archon might just be better. I think I'm gonna get the It That Betrays though to kind of just like see how it is. Iran, thank you for your Twitch Prime subscription. Jackin, thank you for your subscription as well. Appreciate you guys. The Jessica Control videos is missing. Any idea? From YouTube or from the VOD? If it's from YouTube, I don't handle the YouTube stuff. That's just all in the editor. There may have been a problem with it. And then I did delete some VODs from the other day just because they're just all so choppy. And Ecker, thank you for your subscription as well. Appreciate you. We're all here tonight, and it's also cool that it's kind of crazy that we have 1,000 people here when this is not my usual time slot, and there's also a freaking PT going on. We played 2 leagues of the Is It deck, Tucker. We went 3-2 and 4-1. Felt pretty good. I feel like it needs a little bit of tweaking. Maybe it's like Regent was really good. Ragavan felt good. Chandler felt good, but I feel like we maybe want. I kind of just want to play 4 Regent. I don't know. Is Amulet Crew lands bounce Urza Saga a thing? Yeah, that's the idea. Like that's the idea in their deck. 2 amulets. Card is good here, I think. Mobius, thank you for your 2-month resubscription. I'm glad that you're here. I'm so glad that I just feel relieved that I'm able to have some semblance of a good stream tonight. And for the last 2 years, I've put all my time and energy and effort into this stream and making it as good as I possibly can. And in the last few months, especially, I've really felt that work paying off. And so I'm just very glad to be here. I'm glad that you guys have all been here to share my successes with me. What do we use to reanimate Archon? The card Persist. It's 2 mana, return a non-legendary card from your graveyard to play with a -1 counter on it. Endurance. I think I'm going to counter Endurance. Do you think Gaia Drone could be viable mono? I do think it could be, but I think that Gaia Drone will be good if Grixis Control is good, and I don't think that she's so strong that she'll make Grixis Control good by herself. I think that the archetype has to kind of already be there, Alright, so we'll see if my opponent top decked another Titan. Their hand is currently Sanctuary, Crumbling Vestige, mystery card, right? Shadow Weasel, thank you for your 4-month resubscription too. And Esther, thank you for being, everything. Esther's been so helpful the last couple days with everything going on. You love my podcast, The Dive Down. Yeah, I feel like with everything that's been going on, I feel like I barely plugged The Dive Down, but I was on the Dive Down podcast this week, talking a lot about MH2, if you feel like listening to that. I also wrote 2 articles for Channel Fireball. It's been very busy. Alright, 2 more lands. Opponent's also top decking. We'll see who top decks better. I feel like we both have similar top deck. I don't think Magus of the Bridge was spoiled, Horse, when we were talking about the cards. Yeah, I don't think the Magus was out. I saw a list that looked kind of good, and maybe we'll see. Let's go. Okay, but oh, I guess I just have this It That Betrays, but It That Betrays seems worse than Archon of Cruelty, which is good to know. It's good to, I think, test cards like this, and It That Betrays is super cool. It doesn't seem as good as just having an Archon in play. Have I brewed with Goblin Bombardment? A little bit. Like, I know there's some directions I want to play it. Like, I want to play it in some, like, zombie shells with Carrion Feeder. But I keep trying to, like, mess around with, like, Karmic Guide, Safi, Goblin Bombardment. And it's just not very good. Hank, thank you for your tier 1 for 3 months in advance. I'll be streaming for at least 3 months. Man, opponent's drawing super bad. I think I'm about to get 2 amulets, or maybe an amulet and a grazer. Although, I think we've got some synergy here with Archon and It That Betrays. There's some, yeah, if this triggers, you get the It That Betrays trigger that, I mean, I'm sure a lot of modern players haven't seen this, but this is a 11/11, -1 counter from Persist, Annihilator 2. Whenever an opponent sacrifices a non-token permanent, put that card onto the battlefield under your control. Wait, did they sack a forest? What did they sack the forest? Man, it's like my opponent has never played against Archon of Cruelty before. They must be new to Modern. Yeah, Renegade Rallier, Safi, Goblin Bombardment, Karmic Guide. I keep trying to, like, make that work, but it's just, like, way worse than any other combo deck. It's just so slow and disruptible. But I just keep trying to put, like, those kind of lists together. Oops. And they don't work. And I'm like, I'll just work on something else. Do I not have 8 mana? What's going on? Oh, I just don't. Undo. Opponent, this is not my opponent's first game. It's my first game. Sorry. Not a counting stream. Do you think there's a fair Charlotte's Agent deck in Modern? Probably, yeah. Like, there's a, like, Domain Zoo deck that I've been working on. That has Charlotte's Agent in it. Probably a few. Kind of a weird hand where the Unmarked Grave, like, just the Archon's kind of a dead card, but I think we can keep. But now you should be able to type !deck in chat and see the list. I guess I probably would rather push this Hex Drinker. Can Titan decks beat Void Winnower? Yeah. Because the thing about Void Winnower, right, is, like, you need to also Thoughtseize their Titan in order to Titan them, you know? The card is, like, I mean, it's good against Titan, but, you know, you don't always Thoughtseize the Titan. Modern is wild, dude. I have looked to some white-black Reanimator decks with Priest of the Fell Rites. Also with Brought Back and, like, Grief, Solitude, Ephemerate, Sculptor, Karmic Guide. Kind of like a little bit of a lower to the ground shell. But I'm not sure exactly how I'd like to build that deck, I guess. I don't know what's going on here. Opponent's on a brew. Oh, yeah, this is probably a Shardless Agent hit. Yeah. That makes sense. Okay, let that go. That makes sense. I've always heard discards Counterspell don't work in the same deck. That is true to some extent, right? Like, That is something that I usually try not to play discard counterspells in the same deck, but in this deck, the Thoughtseizes are sometimes a combo piece because they let you discard the Archon of Cruelty, and then they also like can help you push through your own combo, which can be quite useful. I think I take the Goyf here because Archon of Cruelty makes them sack the Liliana if we can get that going. Just need to top deck a Persist. Have you run into any Unmarked Grave Protean Health decks? No, not yet. Not yet. Yeah, Archon can make them sack Planeswalkers. So I think that, like, you know, we don't mind too much about Liliana ticking up on our dead hand, and Tarmogoyf kills us pretty quickly. Is Voidwalker good? I think Voidwalker's fine. I think that it feels like a little overhyped in my mind, you know. The card, like, you know, against decks that have, like, very low mana curves, like Blue-Red Prowess. And it's also, like, not that good against Heliod, and I'm just not sure. Like, it has, like, also huge upsides against decks like Tron and Titan, and I'm not trying to downplay that it does have, like, huge upsides against Tron and Titan, but ooh, they can draw 3 cards off the See the Truth, Jace. But also, you know, in order for it to cast those big spells, you need to, you know, counter them or discard them. You need to untap with the card. It's kind of, I just kind of feel like the card is, you know, not that strong. Yeah, I like it a lot as a sideboard card. I kind of wanted to play it in the sideboard of this deck, but they're pretty expensive this morning. Yeah, but I agree that it's also fine in the main deck. Like, it's still like 3 mana, 3/2 unblockable or almost unblockable, and you know, it's like the floor on that card is not super low, but it's also a little low. Probably can't beat that because now they just have so many creatures to sack. I guess we could draw a counterspell off of Archon if we draw Persist here. Alright, we did draw Persist. But we just know that they have Liliana of the Veil in their hand. I mean, we could draw... Yeah, if we draw a Counterspell or an Archmage's Charm or a Force of Negation... Oh, no, they discard the Liliana! They discard the Liliana! This card is... It does so much! It does so much! I can't believe it. It does so much. Oh my gosh. They lose 3 life... They discard their Liliana, they sack one of these 3 permanents, we gain 3 life, and we draw a card. Esther says the sunset is beautiful. Are you on the balcony, Esther? Because I'll come outside and stand up there with you for a second. Or you like walking Athena? I can't bring you guys, I would if I could. I don't think she was listening. I'll go see if she's out there. I haven't seen Esther much all day. I'll be back in like 1 minute, 2 minutes. All right, that was definitely worth the delay. Oh, my opponent still hasn't read Archon and just put themselves dead on board. Nice pink sky. Well, they're just dead. They're just dead here. This deals them 3. It's an Urokroxa. It is an Urokroxa. How's the deck been working? We haven't lost a game. We've only played 3 games, so still pretty soon into the testing process. I feel like the Drowns are probably great here. Probably want to cut the forces. We got a Beta Swamp. I thought about adding it. I also really like this swamp, but you are right, of course, matching is nice. My thoughts on Collective Brutality? I think it's a good option. It's a good option. Probably more of a sideboard card. Shout out to the guy in chat that said this deck was terrible. And that I should feel bad. He didn't say exactly that. But he did say this deck was bad. This deck is good, you should feel good. Hell yeah. Dude, these like but it's also of course always super true, and I've been talking about this more. The first 2 matches you play with a new deck, they matter so much to like the attention span and your chat's belief in it. Where if you like get really unlucky in the first 2 matches, or if you get, you hit a bad matchup, or if the deck isn't good, which is also true sometimes, chat's like, this deck is terrible, you need to stop playing it. So your application should be the streams heal in the ban requests, unbanned request section. So I don't think I've ever looked at. Do you feel like you might need any discard outlets? We have Thoughtseize as a discard outlet. So I don't really think we need any more than that, because we only have like 2 cards that we'd ever really want to discard. Just because we have the Sunken Ruins, we could just get the Swamp here. Yeah, first impressions do matter. It's just, yeah. I'm not trying to say that they don't. I guess we take the Ashiok. Their hand's good. Thoughts on Grief. I think it's pretty overrated, but a good card, a fine card, and like, I think it's mostly good in like Vengevine decks if you could make that work, and Living End, and then there probably is a playable Grief Ephemerate deck, but I don't think that it's going to break the format. Yeah, the problem with JVP is like right now our deck is really good against like Fatal Push and Lightning Bolts, and if we play JVP, all of a sudden they have like a really good Fatal Push Lightning Bolt target, Tell me about time. You got off on the wrong first impression, but corrected it in the end. Well, when I first met Esther, it was at my first parole hearing. She's my parole officer, and let me tell you what, she was a bit of a hard ass at first, but we fell in love, and now after she got fired from the force, we live together, and it's going pretty well. Can I say the entire Evoke cycle sucks, so maybe the price drops so I can afford it? I mean, I do feel like it's all a bit overhyped, but I would not say that they suck. Wait, is that for real? I mean, sounds real, right? Must be real. It's a good draw. She's not a cop. She used to be a cop. I don't know. People just are so bad at listening. So I gotta tell a story again and again and again. Yeah, are parole officers cops? I think that they are. I don't know. Esther was not a cop. Esther was not a cop. I feel like I thought the story was so funny. I guess we've got a lot of new people in the chat, but I thought the story was like ridiculous enough that it would be clear that it was a joke. You play the second dispute over the 4th Thoughtseize. Yeah. I should have realized there's like a lot of new people here, and that not everybody necessarily is familiar with my sense of humor, and not everybody is familiar with Esther and how she's just like sweet and soft, and doesn't have what it takes to make it on the force. She really I would have to ask for her badge and her gun if she was gonna if she was in my jurisdiction. Yeah, Esther would not make a good cop at all. I mean, first things first, she has crab claws, so it's like very difficult to not police brutality someone when you have crab claws. Just accidentally, rip their hands off when you're trying to handcuff them. Yeah, nobody asked why I had a parole officer either. Think, chat, think! Why was I in jail in the first place? Ooh, I would love to steal that with Charm. Ooh, wrong half of the combo. Why the fish in the sideboard? The idea is that it's good against Heliod, but it's probably not necessary, but can I just please have fun with the fish? Please. Just one stream. I want to 5-0 with Tide or Fleet Swallower. But yeah, the idea was that it was good against Heliod, but the more I think about it, it's just like we have Jace that beats the Infinite Life, and Archon's just kind of nuts. But honestly, Archon has just felt so good. I feel like we maybe don't need any other targets. Just been quite strong. So am I gonna main phase steal with Charm? I think we'll see what we draw. Ugh. Awkward. The Angel seems good. Yeah, maybe we should have brought that one in. I don't know, they got like Liliana. My persist target is Archon of Cruelty. If you don't know what that does, just imagine if Uro and Kroxa were one card. They had a union. An abomination of a child. Okay. Did they just tap green to pretend like they had Veil of Summer? I think my opponent just tapped green to pretend like they had Veil of Summer for a second. Stream Decker missing 10 main deck cards. I think that's because Horizons 2 is not in Stream Decker's database, although someone said it was earlier. I don't know. Let's keep the Counterspell up. Yeah, let's also draw our fourth persist. Why keep Castle when we know they have Veil? How do we know they have Veil? They would have cast Veil when we stole their creature with Archmage's Charm. I think they, like, when I said that, they were just pretending like they had Veil, like, as a joke when they tapped the green in response, was the read that I got. Shouldn't we, like, know that they don't have Veil? Alright, can I draw a unmarked grave? No, but I can draw a Jace the Mind Sculptor. It's maybe, like, the second best draw here. What should we discard to the Liliana Plus, do you think? The flavor text is, in the tight-knit down of Mist Meadow, death is less important than duty. This is me today, persisting. Death is less important than duty. You heard people talking about your crab claws? Here's my parole officer and partner. Oh, sorry, former parole officer, Esther, with your crab claws. You know, the Force likes to say that she was not let go because she kept slicing people's hands off, but I really feel like it was a discrimination. Ooh. Okay, so they get a persist to their Voidwalker. Good sequencing. Why do you have a Santa hat on? The heck? Ooh.
Size too small.
Do you just play a second Jace and bounce the Voidwalker? Oh. I think we play a second Jace. Oh, I should have put the Charm on top to protect from the discard spell, not both persist. Let's see if we get punished. But I'll probably shuffle on the turn. I guess they have Ashrak in their deck, so I shouldn't F6. Do you play Jason +2? I mean, making them like sink the mana into the guy again is pretty relevant. I'm also like a very low life total. I think bouncing is better than +2. Thank you, Thomas. Have a good night. Ooh. No, Ooze is of course good against our reanimation.
Bye, Thomas.
We have 4 Fatal Push in our deck. Can we just draw 2 off the top and win? So I'm gonna get a little greedy. I think this is good to just dig 2 deeper with Charm. That's 1 Fatal Push. So that's Drown plus Push. So if my opponent's last card is like... Wait, did they not plus Liliana? Yeah, they didn't plus Liliana, so their last card is like is got to be relevant. Oh, come on! Isn't it just Tarmo? Oh, it is. It is just Tarmogoyf. Sorry. I've been trying not to address it, but you know, being threatened and held hostage by a crab woman. It's a little hard to focus. What is Athena doing? She's
playing with her bone.
I heard the Easel creak. Did you hear that?
I kicked it. Tapped it.
I also feel like we've got a lot of new viewers and nobody's asked about the collage.
These are my hats now.
Did I put the Charm on top? I really hope I did. I hope I didn't put the Dispute on top. People just know. Can I talk about the collage? I don't even know what to say about it anymore. It was a mistake. It's taken over my life.
You know why it's a mistake? Because I can't get behind you anymore.
Oh yeah, because Esther used to dance with the crab claws.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't plus Liliana again. I think I'm going to bounce Tarmogoyf and Thoughtseize it. Oh, they just mistapped. I'll play the island in case they plus Liliana before casting Jace. I mean, maybe am I going to counter Jace? Maybe not. Jace can get back Unearth. It's worth countering now that they've shown us that they're drawing a land, I think. We do lose the island, but all of a sudden we're just kind of in good shape. I don't really know how we did this, but we're just doing fine. Life total is real low. They also discarded Blooming Marsh instead of playing it. I guess that plays around Cryptic Command. Which is fine. We also... Okay, there's Unmarked Grave. If only we had a Persist. We at one point in this game had 3 Persist. And now we have 3 Unmarked Grave? Jeez. Unmarked Grave shuffles with Jace, though. It's a combo. That's a combo, right? We had 3 Persist in our hand earlier, and then now we have 3 Unmarked Grave. Why play the Vista? So we can shuffle, you know? If we don't play the Vista, then we have to draw the Thoughtseize in the swamp, which is bad. They have Cling. Oh, right. Should I counter the Cling? I think so. I think I'll go counterbounce. And then they have to choose between Liliana and Cling to Dust again. Yeah, leaving Archon in the deck to hardcast was maybe better. Like, we could have just gotten something else. Maybe we should be playing a Cling to Dust to search up with Unmarked Grave.
She got her toy.
That would have been really good. Yeah, it's probably good to play the first Cling to Dust for that. I bought Athena this yellow hot dog banana toy, and she loves it. Or it's not. It's a dog banana.
It's a dog
yeah, it's not a hot dog banana. It's just a regular dog banana.
She always brings it to bed.
Yeah, Athena likes to whatever her favorite toy is, she'll bring to bed.
And then he'll step on it in the middle of the night.
Yeah. I last night I stepped on it like 4 times.
And every time she wakes up, and she almost goes to play with it.
Yeah, we did get unlucky not to draw Luris this game. We did get... This was obviously a great draw, of course. I wonder if this deck could just play 3 Jace as well. Hex Drinker? Oh my gosh. Oh, this game has been so incredibly swingy. So incredibly swingy. Okay, so we obviously have to push this.
Let's go play out there.
We're going to cast Unmarked Grave to shuffle.
Where'd it go?
But should we put the Archon in the graveyard? Or should we just put like Flooded Strand in the yard? Because they have the Cling to Dust. I think I'll put the Archon in the yard. They shouldn't be able to get me next turn. I can't hardcast the Archon. Seize is dead. Maybe that was good, but like they have Liliana, they just can't Cling to Dust me this turn, you know? Yeah, I think one Cling to Dust would we were just talking about this, but yeah, one Cling to Dust I think would be good. So I don't really know what they're thinking about. Like, they just have to cast their Liliana. This takes 5 to escape. They only have 4. So we have 3 looks at a persist. Or 4 looks because of our draw step. Bricked. So I really want to be able to counter the Cling to Dust. Okay, so now counter bounce the work. The problem is they get to Cling to Dust my. The problem is they get to Cling to Dust my my Archon if I do that. So I think I'm supposed to bounce Lily, draw a card. Right? Because they can't Cling if we do this, and then they recast Liliana, and we can either drown Liliana or drown Goyf. If Lily goes Chairs, we can drown the Cling. We can't, because when they Cling, they have no cards in their yard. I think I'm going to kill the Goyf instead of countering Liliana. Like, Liliana doesn't even do that much. I think this was a good play. I don't know. I'm at 2. Like, Liliana doesn't attack for 2. Persist, persist, persist. Let's go! And a counterspell. Swingy game. Swingy game. But half the people in chat didn't know this makes you sack Planeswalkers too. 2-0? New brew. Both are fine, I think. I'm gonna keep this. It's maybe a little loose, this hand. Not really sure exactly what our like range of keepable hands is yet, I guess. Right on time, force, although yeah, I probably would have forced the vial. Yikes. That is a hand. We can't take both Thalias, so I guess we take the champion, but golly. We do have Sarah's Emissary in our sideboard, though. They just, like, straight up can't beat this card, right? Yeah, Humans is probably good against our deck, though, but we've got some game. Yeah, we don't have, like, that much sideboard either. Yeah, probably gonna be a bad matchup. Oh yeah, Uro Croaksa doesn't make your opponent sack. So maybe Archon is like the mysterious third Titan that we never got. No, Reflector Mage doesn't get rid of Sarah's Emissary because Sarah's Emissary has protection from creatures, and Reflector Mage is a creature. General Kudro is also a creature, right? Then that has protection from. Kozilek is in the sideboard for mill. I know it's like a little confusing since this is a deck full of big creatures and you can't reanimate that one, but it's just for the mill matchup. Yep. Can you give me some orange juice? Is that okay?
Orange juice?
Yeah.
Apple juice? Tea?
Do we have apple juice?
Coffee? Milk?
What are those? Those are charms.
Cheese?
What's happening?
Gum? Cheese. You're asking for cheese. I know what it is. It's cheese.
Is it better than Gaia's Blessing? I mean, you can't cast Gaia's Blessing. You could theoretically cast Kozilek, so it's, you know, basically the same. Could maybe win if we draw Persist, right? Thanks, Grouchy. I appreciate all the compliments on the collages. I know I told everyone that complimenting the collage is the best way to support the channel, but I actually was speaking with my accountant, and it turns out I had it wrong. Subscribing is actually the best way to support the channel. It's not complimenting the collage. Not really sure how I messed that one up, but complimenting the collage does help. Thank you.
This is cheese, right?
Well, I don't understand. I don't understand this bit.
Liquid cheese. How are you drinking?
Why does that taste like cheese?
Told you it was cheese.
Top Deck, thank you for your Twitch Prime subscription. Tomorrow I should have the notifications back up. Praying to Clothis is the best way to support the channel. That's true, yeah. That's true.
Oh, praising Clothis?
Mm.
Is that what you said?
That's what they said, yeah. They named Persist. I think they took that long to look up the reanimation spell there. Like, I think they had, it feels like they had to look it up. I think I'm maybe supposed to... something like this. Thoughtseizes are pretty bad too. Fleet Swallower is for the Heliod matchup. I feel like this morning when I was thinking of, I wanted like a sideboard reanimation target for the Heliod matchup, and I was like, man, they could never ever beat Fleet Swallower. The more I think about it, they can probably just like block it with 6 points of power. And it's not like we already have Jace as an out to Infinite Life, so yeah, I'm not sure that the Fleet Swallower was the way to go. Timestretch TV, thank you for a 2-month resubscription. Can we sack a goat with crab hands? I don't know. What do you think, Esther?
Currently, crab hands are being human hands to put together a charm.
That hand was very close. It was very close to turn 2 combo. I think we go to 4 here, right? Just 2 lands persist. I mean, obviously this hand's just uncomfortable. Duffel Bomb, thank you for your subscription too, buddy. Lots of love today. I guess we keep this on 4.
Oh, you have to turn it onto it? And we'll
just draw the persist like a real gamer. Opponent confirming that they did indeed need to Google persist. No! Come on! Mold to 4. At least we can unmark Grave or Sarah's Emissary. Oh, just draw it for the first draw. Sometimes Clothis just smites you and you have no idea why. She just is a wrathful and angry goddess. You feel like you're a good streamer and you try to stay in her good graces, but she just makes you draw Sarah's Emissary. Why is be streaming it all this weekend? Yes, I will be. I don't know exactly what the plan. The plan is tomorrow to hopefully play in the challenge, and it looks like this. It looks like all right, we're done. It looks like this streaming off the phone thing is gonna work. So I'm gonna have my brother be on standby to get the hotspot, and so we might go down for like. But maybe. You can keep this. NRW, thank you for your 10-month resub, buddy. Just catching up on your 12:07 p.m. 3:07 on uptime. Your opponent made a triple block on your Uro. I was thinking it over. You could cast Aether Gods targeting the Bloodbraid Elf. Oh, you cast Aether Gods targeting the Bloodbraid Elf. I think that was a mistake. Was there a reason why you did? Well, was there any other line? I don't want to play your deck. Was there any other line I could have taken that you think was better in RW? You think compulsive research? Maybe, yeah. Maybe. There's like a lot of cards I want to fit in. Like I want to fit in a Cling to Dust. If we play compulsive research, maybe we just don't play Thoughtseize. Flagstones. I should probably hold up Counterspell here, right? Because if we do draw Persist, we can just go like Charm on turn 3, turn 4, Armor Grave Persist. I think they're the land destruction deck. My opponent did say, I don't want to play your decks with this jank. So, oh my gosh. What do they have that can answer Archon? Not much, right? Maybe Mana Tithe. Esther, can I get a Counterspell hand from you? Oh, I guess I'm using Archmage's Charm, though. Now, they're a land destruction deck, so I don't think they play Path, but they probably have something, right? Yeah, they might have Oust.
Can I borrow your nails?
Sure.
Can you? Right in this little...
Yeah, just give me a second.
Okay.
What am I doing?
You're opening this guy up?
Where? I can't see.
This little slot.
I don't even see that.
Thank you.
This seems solid to me. Test of Talents. They're main decking Charm all wow.
Can you do this one too?
Test of Talents is actually really good against the Charlotte's Agent Cascade deck. I take a look at your deck list, Scotty, but I'm trying not to open any links and stress my internet out at all. We can talk about it later. Congrats on your trophy. Yeah, or attacks. Discard Prismatic Ending. Good luck spending 8 colors of mana. Jeez. I do feel like I want a third reanimation target in case they do run me out of threats. You know what? Let's just bring in the Fleet Swallower for funsies. I don't think Fleet Swallower was good. The idea was that it would be good against Heliod, but the more I think about it, the more it just doesn't seem good there. So let's at least say that we got to bring it in one time. How's that?
One time for the one time. That's the thing, right?
Anything's a thing if you put it on the collage.
Oh. Does it have to be on the collage?
Having a sideboard of the Suspend Betrayal or Goyce to replace the Rhinos would be good. Yeah, so I thought about playing... Oh, you drew the fish. I thought about playing the Suspend Threaten in the sideboard, but I also played against Titan and Tron a few times and just won those matchups, so... I don't feel like they're good. I think I wrote in my Channel Fireball article, I think, write about the idea of putting those in the sideboard and why they weren't in there. Is Deep Analysis Modern legal? I don't think it is. You could maybe play Vista here to play around Boom Blast. Maybe that's better. It's Historic legal. I mean, I really want to play Historic, but it just feels like Wizards doesn't want me to have any fun. I guess they just gave us Horizons 2, huh? But Historic just looks so good. I think I'm just going to Unmarked Grave, and I'm going to put the Fleet Swallower in the graveyard. And just enjoy the game. Maybe we should have forced the defense grid.
Do it again.
Phoenix is Wrecking Historic. Yeah, that's kind of... I remember I was saying this. It's just like there's a lot of silly cards got printed in, of course, recently. Not really too surprised to hear that, but I, of course, would like all Magic formats to be good. The more Magic formats that are good, the more better. Well, I'm going to take the Boil. I think Archon's a lot better than Vanilla 5/5. Yeah, I agree. Like, I absolutely agree Archon would be better here, but I would like to attack with a Fleet Swallower and make 1,000 people watch me do it. Sounds like my idea of a good Friday night. Oh, that's the wrong one. I guess I'm going to Petty Theft the grid. Force it on the way down. I guess I'm actually going to get Mana Tithe. No, they have Mana Tithe in their hand and they can't cast it because of Defense Grid. Okay, but if we force, we're walking into Mana Tithe. So, you know, their Mana Tide's not very good. There's a Defense Grid in play. All right, Persist, baby. Let's go. Hell yeah. Fleet Swallower in play. Let's go. This day really turned around. This morning sucked, dude. This day has turned around. What happened to my nose? I've been sick all week, and I've been real congested. This is a breathe right strip.
He got a nose job.
Yeah. Don't tell them.
Via breathe nose.
I finally got enough subscribers to get the nose job, chat. To get the nose job.
What's next, Spike?
Anything is possible. I'm dyeing my hair because someone redeemed 1,000,000 channel points. I'm dyeing my hair pink for the 1,000,000 channel points, and someone else redeemed 1,000,000 channel points, and their idea is really cool too. I'm really excited for that one, but that one's still a secret.
It's be a lot of work too.
Yeah. Oh no, my opponent has bolts, but they can't bolt because of the defense grid, so we can still attack.
I'm excited to dye your hair though.
Yeah. All right, it's literally all up to Fleet Swallower here. How could anyone get 1 million channel points? Watching the channel, liking the stream, but also winning with predictions has been a pretty key part of it. Yeah, it's No Bit's idea. I'm really excited. I don't know what it's gonna be. Obviously, things are really crazy right now, but we'll honor the 1 million channel points, and then we'll also, of course, eventually retire the program, but not yet. So we know our opponent has Bolt. So if I had drawn a black source to drown and to lock the Bolt, I would attack here very easily, but I mean, we could attack it just... No. What hair color? Pink. Pink was the selected hair color choice. I actually feel like I could pull it off. Mm-hmm. But I don't know if I'm going to do my facial hair or not. That's kind of up in the air.
Was that included, the facial hair?
No, but...
I don't think you should.
Yeah, I don't think I should.
It's harder to regrow.
We'll see how it looks. If it looks real weird, we'll just figure it out.
I will not dye your facial hair.
Okay, well, I'll keep that in mind. Charmal does not, I guess, answer the island, huh? So if we draw a black source, we get to drown a... Oh, there's attacking. Wait, if they're attacking, we get to... Oh, no, so they're going to kill me with the Bolt is the plan if I don't draw a black source right now. I don't have another Watery Grave, I think. Sad. Sad. We know they have Bolt, we're dead.
Wow, I just realized that I think this bracelet is the most expensive piece of jewelry I own.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's just built on each other. Charm bracelets are rip-offs, man.
I should just slide out the Fleet Swallower, right?
Money milkers.
I should probably slide out the Fleet Swallower, but I'm not going to. Stipulation. Fleet Swallower. Yeah, we easily win that game, I think, if it's Archon, not Swallower, but I'm having a good time, and apparently in the game of Magic the Gathering, it can be important to have a good time.
Can be, but not necessary.
Yeah, like Commander. All fun and smiley, just like Commander. Yeah, we did mill a lot of cards. Oh, I should have attacked before I conceded. Yeah, it should of course be known. I think I'm going to counter this. It should of course be known that once you hit 1,000 viewers, that's when you just start having fun. That's when you stop trying to be competitive. You want to Thoughtseize Drown or Charm here? I think I'm just gonna Charm. Yeah, that was a Remy reference. Big Remy fan. If they like cast Pillage or Stone Rain, I'll just let it resolve and draw 2 cards, I think. Oh man, I actually need to get Watery Grave because with the filter lands, I can't Thoughtseize plus Drown. I guess I'll just go double Thoughtseize here. Rest in peace, Boom Bust, Stone Rain. I think we just take the 2 land destruction spells and then try to hardcast Archon. Maybe I should take... I don't know. My Drowned Loch is also turned off by the Rest in Pieces, but they have 2 Rest in Peace. I've seen like 1 or 2 of the recent TV ones. I don't really understand what that channel is. Like, is that... That's not Remy's channel. That's a different channel that he's like featuring on. Because all of his videos are like captioned Remy. But I have seen that they exist. Yeah, maybe this was wrong. But I mean, also just leaving them with like both the land destruction spells was tough. Oh, that's a good draw. We will easily cast this Archon, by the way. If they wildfire their own flagstones, they don't get their land. What bad deck building, huh? Let's counter this. Alright. More counter spells. Jace the Mind Sculptor. Alright. That was on my wish list. Could you counter Boom if they had 2 cards in the graveyard? Yes, I believe it has a mana value of 2 when it's on the stack. But also at the moment there's a Rest in Peace in play, so it's not an option. Okay, so if we can scry into a land, we can put an Archon into play, assuming we don't get interacted with. Alright, do you guys want to do a channel point prediction on if my opponent's going to mana tithe my Archon? Like, it's probably not going to happen, right? I'm just going to do 1 minute. 100% going to happen. Put your points where your chat is. Put your points where your chat is. I'm going to wait until it's predicted to cast the Archon. Wait, I'm also not going to... Yeah, they do play Mana Tithe. We saw Mana Tithe last game. They do play Mana Tithe. I'm not gonna sack the Delta either because we might see if they're F6. They had 1 draw step. They just top decked. How do I vote? The prediction thing should pop in, and you should click on it, and it should be able to put your points in. It's a real short one because I don't want to make my opponent wait forever, but we have currently 1,200,000 on no, which is obviously the more likely thing, you know. But we've got some believers, some dreamers saying yes. All right, let's find out. They are not F6'd. My opponent is not F6'd. Red alert, dude. My opponent is not F6'd. Thank goodness. Oh my gosh. the pause. Oh my gosh. It was an Obsidian Charmal in their hand. Oh my gosh. Woo!
This is why I don't do predictions anymore.
What'd you have picked? I mean, you know what Mana Tithe is?
Nope.
And just counter target spell unless they pay 1, and I didn't have the 1. Could my opponent cast Charmal? Oh, they could. I had Sunken Ruins. They could have cast Charmal. They like easily win this game if they cast Charmal, right? That's nuts. This has been a wild game. Man, Archon is crazy. Yeah, the game ends just like we drew it up. Charmal is the new 5... It's in the chat right above your comment, but it's a 5-mana dragon, and it costs 1 mana less for each land your opponent controls that could tap for a colorless, and we actually did have one in the Sunken Ruins here. Let's keep this. Playing against a Luris deck, the fun police. I did get sponsored... Oh, whoops. I'm on the play? I do not remember winning the die roll. Yeah, I did get sponsored by Channel Fireball Mango. My first 2 articles are up. One on the Temur Shardless Agent Cascade deck with Footfalls, and then one on New Jund and Modern. And I will be recording my first video for them over the weekend, and it should be going up next week. I'm really excited.
You want some water?
Yes. If I could choose between being picked up by Channel Fireball and not having functioning internet the last 2 days, I would easily choose being picked up by Channel Fireball. Well, I guess if I don't think I said that right.
What do you mean you had both?
Yeah, but
so
if that was if I meant if that was the price I had to pay, I would pay it.
That is the price that you did pay. You know why? You didn't praise Clothis enough.
Yeah. Especially I didn't buy a headband that was big enough.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna put Clothis on a headband for MH2. Now she I'm unironically like I've had Clothis on the desk instead of up on the collage, and that's when my bad luck started. So I don't know if Esther, you want to put it back up there or not. Her tack is up there. I'll just put it on the head.
Mm-hmm. Praise be.
Praise be.
Praise be.
Probably kept one lander. I would never do that. I've never even seen a one lander. Stub plus Luris is kind of weird to see. I mean, our deck is pretty good against these cards too, by the way. I guess not that card. Time to choose a different god? I have the shrine built though. I have like this whole thing with the shrine. I think I'm gonna force this. I just if I draw, you know, a marked grave, the persist matters so much. It is my goal, if I can start any, you know, trend or movement, whatever, I would like, you know, people always say, oh, Magic Gods, please, please, Magic Gods, give me a good top deck. But there are now lots of Magic Gods that you could just be, you know, you could pick one. It's fun. I would love for that to be a trend, you know. I'd love to, you know, I'd love for it to sit down on a GP and have my opponent go, please, Heliod, I need to top deck my White Sun Zenith. And I'll just, you know, it won't be weird. I'll know what my opponent's talking about. That force seems loose. I think it was good. Like, the Jace isn't doing very much against their hand of 1,000,000 bolts, you know? And, again, like, it makes an Unmarked Grave a really good top deck. This was the thinking.
You just gotta get a sweaty forehead.
Alright, so we know 6 of my opponent's 7 cards. And now, here's where, if this works, I get to feel vindicated about my line, and if it doesn't work, I don't. I don't think I'm playing around the top deck stub, or like the one unknown card being stub. I think I'm just jamming here, because they have a lot of discard spells they control. They can also have Cling to Dust, I guess, but cool. My line worked, and I get to feel so smart, and Magic is fun. They have Dismember? It's not so bad. You know, it's not so good either, but it's not so bad. Can push Luris. And now any, you know, other persist is a great draw, of course. I didn't realize you knew you were drawing land on Marked Grave. Sure, but I also, like, talked about why I was taking the line. But yes, yeah. Of course, it's, you know, your line could also have ended up better. I'm not just denying that. Do I think Radical Idea will be too clunky? Maybe a bit. The persist target is a new card, Archon of Cruelty. It does everything. What does it do? Yes. Yes, it does. Yeah, it's an Uro Kroxa and also Edict the Planeswalker creature. What's the it's a Plague Crafter? It's an Uro Kroxa Plague Crafter. The Aspiring Chef's idea? What's the Aspiring Chef's idea? Yeah, the idea is you unmark that, like, you're a blue-black control deck with just kind of this 2-card combo of Unmarked Grave plus Persist, and it's been pretty good. It's been pretty good, I think. And their hand is still 3 bolts, 2 pushes. Yeah, a Cling to Dust would be just so nice. So nice. I guess I'm going to put the other Archon in the graveyard. But yeah, just not having a Cling to Dust like value tutor for in spots like this has been felt pretty bad so far. Fetch Mystic Sanctuary on Instep. Dude, Sanctuary would be great in this deck. Golly. Wouldn't Grave Titan be better? I don't think so. I don't think so. I could be wrong, but I've been liking Archon a lot. Is Castle Loch been played? We have the blue Castle. I think the blue Castle's better in our like Counterspell, Archmage's Charm, Cryptic Command deck. Yeah, you could play 1 in Burial Rites. It would be Rites would be like super easy to play if Territorial Kavu, awesome. Rites would be super easy to play if the Esper Triome existed. You know, this is where I would put my Esper Triome if I had one. Why no Sunken Hollow? All of our black cards are 1 or 2 mana, and so, you know, I'm a little higher on Sunken Hollow when you have like a late game double black card like Damnation or Luris. I could hard cut. I'm gonna hold this to shuffle away with Jace. But when all of our black cards are 1 or 2 mana, a black dual land that only can enter untapped as early as turn 3, I don't think is something you want in this deck. Weird game. I could thin some, but my opponent also has 3 lightning bolts, so I kind of feel like my life total matters a lot. Wrong one. I guess I'll thin with this. How about the new black-white creature? I mean, requires us splashing a color. I think that card's maybe worse than... That card's maybe worse than Burial Rites. Is Search for His Content too slow? Yeah, I think the card's a little underpowered. Surely we could find something better than that. Oh, they could exile an Archon. We have 2, so maybe looting's better for them. You could play Factor Fiction, but we already have, you know, 3 Cryptics, 2 Jaces. That's a lot of 4 drops. White is probably like not that hard to splash if you just play like 1 Hallowed Fountain. Dude, they're dead if we draw Persist and they don't have a Counterspell. Now that they've gone to 3. Just drawing another land. So 3 bolts, 3 plus 9 plus, yeah, they were dead to the bolts. How many lands in a row was that? That was like at least 4. It's at least 4.
Too many lands. Too many lands.
Can they beat Sarah's Emissary? They probably have some removal. I think I'm just going to keep the Archons. Yeah, you can play like 1 Hallowed Fountain, 1 Rites. I think that would probably be pretty good. I'll keep work on the deck, of course. Thoughts on 1 Champion of Wits? Champion of Wits is an interesting target. I like the idea. I'm not sure if it's correct to play it, but I definitely like the idea. You need fucking White Splash to splash a Burial? Yeah, we're talking about playing 1 Fountain to play in Burial Rites. I don't understand the aggression of this comment. Just play 1 Hallowed Fountain. Probably can't mulligan this. I think I'll just put back the Persist. Because my opponent's an Inquisition of Kozilek's deck. And this hand like is very good if they cast Inquisition on turn 1. Thoughts on 1 Echo? I think Echo's not good in this deck. is the night time slot when you have all the like the sleepy rude Twitch channers? Because I usually have the morning time slot and everybody's nice. Nexus of Fate has to be better than Kozilek. I don't know. I tend to prefer Nexus in decks that have a bit of acceleration, because you have to get to 7 mana for it to win you the game, and then you also have to have a clock in play, which is like very doable for some decks, but not everyone. Thoughtseize, not Inquisition. What?
Will it stick on yours?
I don't think so.
I think your hair's in the way.
I also don't have a sticky forehead, apparently.
Yeah, it's not.
I don't know what's on your forehead.
Oils.
As long as they're essential. Time zones? Sure.
I'm from the sea.
Yeah, how does Caleb put up with this? Snapcaster to recycle persists that get discarded. Sounds like you're like submitting an essay for why Snapcaster should be played in the deck, but you don't really believe it, you know. You're just listing a reason. How relevant is Unmarked Grave being Nexus of Fate? Not relevant, I think, at all. Caleb's playing board games tonight. Did he say what games? Am I gonna do more night vids? Maybe like while Modern Horizons 2 is coming out and I just have like so much content to do. I just have like so many decks to play and work on. Maybe, but like my plan for the time being is, you know, stream as much as I can, especially while I'm experiencing a lot of technical problems. Just stream as much as I can, and then once things settle down a bit, my plan is to be doing like 6, 7, 8 hour streams during the week, and then still the tournament on the weekend, and that's during the day, and then and then at night I'll be working on Channel Fireball stuff, and you know, it's still like the usual off stream testing and things, but and then I will never ever take a break, and Esther will also have to be a full-time streamer with me if she ever would get to spend any time with me.
Mm-hmm.
I like that the splashing, or the I don't know, I just you need to splash white for the comment was so aggressive for something that's just like very easy to do if you want to add in burial rights, just like a light white splash. I don't understand. Could this deck play some member Creeping Chills for life gain, burning people? No, Creeping Chill is actually banned. Wizards didn't give me a preview card. They did want me to tell you, though, that Creeping Chill is banned, and don't even try to put it in your deck. Don't even try to put Creeping Chill in your deck. It's banned, and the source I have on that is Trust Me, I Promise. Trust me, I promise it is not a legal modern card. I hope that this bit stays on, because I think it's one of the funnier ones.
Just splash
oh
it.
Man, I don't even remember who said it, but hats off to you. Am I missing something? Yeah, in the deck list on the Stream Decker, I believe Modern Horizon 2 cards are not in the Stream Decker database. So, like, I mean, this is a deck that's, you know, built around the Horizon 2 black cards with Persist, Unmarked Grave, Archon, so there's a lot missing, unfortunately. Oh, we're already splashing colorless. I can't believe that just resolved. How did that just resolve?
Hi. I'm tired.
Did you also sleep bad last night?
Huh?
Did you also sleep bad last night?
I thought you were gonna say, did I sleep in? No, I didn't.
I know you didn't sleep in. We woke up at the same time.
I don't know, but I know we went to bed at like past 12.
This feel like it's hot. I don't know.
What?
I feel like it was hot last night or something.
Yeah, I know, and you turned down the AC and now it's cold, so I turned it up a little to be bearable.
Well, they're turning the corner here, and I mean, we're just all of a sudden very ahead. I don't really understand though. We were so behind. My opponent had a Tarmogoyf. They had 5 cards in their hand. I think we should have a Damnation aside. No cap. This morning, I did, as I was just discussing, didn't sleep very well, and had a Damnation in the sideboard, and I swapped it with Fleet Swallower, thinking this was my genius sideboard card against Heliod, and the card. I mean, we had some fun with it today, but I don't know. I just don't have excuses for that one. I'm just like, they can never beat Fleet Swallower. They can't Skyclave it. It beats Infinite Life. But they could just double block it, I think. Yeah, I agree Damnation would be good in this deck. Probably better than Fleet Swallower. But we did get to attack with Fleet Swallower today, and you can't attack with Damnation. Honestly, Archon just seems like the best target by a lot. Like, maybe the best thing is just play 2 Archons main deck, just the Sarah's Emissary in the side for decks like Humans. I kind of feel like nothing else is really worth it. Sire of Insanity, so you can stick for control. I don't know, it's just like, it doesn't have an ETB, you know? And you're also a control deck, like with all your counterspells and... Like, Sire of Insanity is great in Legacy when you can get into play on turns 1 and 2. But in this deck, it's like turn 3 at the very soonest through no disruption. I don't know. I don't think it's quite there. Yeah, I also don't think Ashen Rider is better than... Should I draw 2? I feel like I think I should draw 2 here. We have a lot of answers to Tarmogoyf. You can't get... So, oh, sorry, I should say you can't get a legendary creature. Unmarked Grave and Persist only return non-legendary cards. Yeah, Grave Titan's interesting. And, like, obviously what's nice is Grave Titan isn't crazy to hardcast, but I feel like Archon's a bit more powerful. Okay, so I'm going to save this Thoughtseize for when my opponent puts Luris in their hand, if they ever remember to do that, unless I draw another Thoughtseize, in which case I'll cast both. But Frost Titan, I'm not a huge Frost Titan fan. Great Worm. Sundering Titan would destroy 5 of their lands right now. Yeah. Oh, they could actually just Luris. They can just Luris and cast it now. Yeah, Sundering Titan's okay. I'm just not sure that it's better than Archon. It's probably good. It's probably good. I think I could be persuaded that Sundering Titan is like at least better than It That Betrays against the big mana decks. This card also seemed pretty bad. But it is 12 mana. How much would this card cost if it was printed in 2021? It That Betrays, it's 2021, it's the same card, the mana cost is just different. Like 9? 6, 4. No, be serious. There's no. I think it would be like. Actually, 6 is. I think 7 minimum. 7, 8, 9.
Dollars?
It already exists 5 with T-Grid? What's T-Grid? No, not dollars. Nobody. Everyone in Magic has infinite money. They all have $5 to subscribe on Twitch. T-Grid. Mingrim.
What do these numbers mean?
What do the numbers mean? What's the... Is that from Lost? The numbers?
What? I'm genuinely asking what the numbers mean.
I know. It's the cost of the card. How much mana it costs.
Oh, man. Like,
The Soulless, thank you for your Twitch Prime subscription. Appreciate you, buddy. T-Grid. Oh, you're right. Yeah, that is super... This game was so weird. I just feel like neither player did anything the entire game. Yeah, let's just picking up things here and there for Magic.
No. No. How do you say that?
Okay. I don't know how I feel about this deck. I feel like there's something here. I think that I would like to splash... I think I would like to play in Burial Rites. Just having like no other unmarked grave targets besides Archon felt bad. I think that you probably want to play like one Cling, one in Burial Rites. And then maybe if that's the case, you can afford to play less Thoughtseizes too. Maybe no Drowns. Yeah, the deck I agree that is a little inconsistent, especially with like no cards like Opt. Yeah, one Cling, one Rites would really help things a lot. And then I feel like we have too many Break the Ices in the sideboard. Maybe more removal too. Yeah, way less Silver Bullets in the sideboard. But I do feel like for like this first league, it made a lot of sense to play a bunch of Silver Bullets in the sideboard to tutor up and just like see which ones were good, which ones were bad. But thank you so much for hanging.